Welcome back to your stocks on CNBC-TV18. We have the numbers of Escort Kubota that is flashing at the bottom of your screens for you all as well. Profits 1,397 crores versus 302 crores. There's an exceptional gain that has come in as well, which was of 76 crores versus nil last year. We're seeing the stock has seen a sharp spike up that's coming in as well. Revenues are a bit muted, down 3% in trade. Let's keep an eye out on Escorts Kubota. But let's get started with all your stock-related queries then for today. And we have our experts joining in with us, Ashish Kyal, who's a chartered market technician, author at Wave Strategy Advisors, as well as Gaurang Shah of Geojit Financial Services to answer all those queries. Ashish as well as Gaurang, good afternoon and thank you so much for joining us on the show as always. Let's start with those queries then. We have the first query that is coming in from Miriyala, who's writing to us from Vijayawada. He's holding 150 shares of Torrent Power. This is at a price of 1,414 rupees, and 42 shares of Hindustan Aeronautics, and this is at a price of 4,589 rupees. So they're making a loss on Hindustan Aeronautics as well right now. He wants to know, can he hold both these stocks for one more year, or should he just sell both of them? Gaurang, good afternoon. Torrent Power as well as HAL. What's your view coming in now? Torrent Power, we have the numbers also coming up tomorrow. Both these companies have not yet reported their Q1 numbers. So it will be interesting to see this.
Well, thank you so much, Vinny, for having me on the show. Good afternoon to all of you, all the viewers of CNBC TV18 and my good friend Ashish Kyal as well. A small disclosure. Recommendations that I'm going to give this afternoon on the show are a part of our research team recommendations. Our company Geojit or I do not have any personal investments in the recommendations given across, nor any financial interest, nor conflict of interest. But we give similar recommendations to our clients. They might have their investment interest in the stocks that are recommended. So coming first on Torrent Power, we've been maintaining a positive stance on Torrent Power for a pretty long period of time. This is one of the stocks that has been under recommendation from our research team in the power generation universe. Cash-rich balance sheet, power supply to not only the state of Gujarat, but also to the neighboring states like Rajasthan, MP and Maharashtra as well. Good capacity and the business strategy is very strong. Have an accumulative stance on Torrent Power from a long-term point of view. I think this will also be one of the companies which will benefit from the government's push in terms of adding almost about 300 to 500 gigawatts in the next couple of years. So hold on to it. On Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, we don't have a direct coverage. Of course, we covered the stock during the IPO, which is pretty long period of time. But one of the strongest players in the defense universe, that is Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. HAL, likely possibility that Tejas Mark 1 is going to be introduced in the Indian Air Force fleet very soon. They are working on Tejas Mark 2 as well, which is a long gestation period. And along with that, they have supplied a light combat helicopter called Prachand to the Air Force and to the armed forces. So the company's order book is very, very strong. Can't give specific on HAL because we don't have coverage.
Okay, that's a word coming in there for Torrent Power as well as HAL on the fundamentals. Ashish, good afternoon. And on the technicals, both these stocks, what's your view coming for Torrent as well as HAL?
Good afternoon, Vinny, to Gaurangji and to every viewer as well. As far as Torrent Power is concerned, we can clearly see the stock has come to the prior support level. The prior price action support level was around 1270. Stock made a low today near around that level and showing some kind of a positive attempt. So my recommendation would be to hold on to the stock here. Maintain a stop loss of around 1270 on the downside for near term. From a medium to long term perspective, hold on to the stock here. We can expect it to again move back towards the upper end of the swing, which is near 1400, 1420 levels. So hold is the recommendation on Torrent Power. And on the HAL, we can clearly see that HAL showed a very, very smart move from March 2025 from 3000 levels to 5000. And it's correcting a portion of that move, which is a very healthy sign. And it has a prior support, which is around 4350. So there is a possibility we can again start seeing an upward journey in HAL also. Stock can move towards the level of around 4940 on the upside. And one can maintain a stop loss of around 4350 levels.
Okay, keep an eye out on those levels over there for HAL as well at Torrent Power. We have the Marico volume that has come in 9% versus expectation of 8 to 9%. So that's almost in line with what we were expecting at CNBC TV18. Just a word on that front. So keep an eye out on Marico, which reported its Q1 numbers just a short while ago. Let's move on to the next query for today. We have Ravi, who's writing to us from Hyderabad. He's holding 30 shares of KPIT Tech, and this is at a price of 687 rupees per share. Now he wants to know if he should continue to hold the stock or exit at the current levels. Gaurang, KPIT Tech, they reported the numbers, muted Q1. Commentary also doesn't seem to be that exciting for the next couple of quarters. What should the viewer do now? Should they continue to hold this for the long term, or maybe there'll be some better levels to enter at?
So, Vinny, allow me 30 seconds, if you will. Not only KPIT Tech, but the entire IT universe, IT sector is likely to show some kind of slowdown. We've already seen in the numbers for the Q1 for IT industry. And our view is that maybe there might be a stretched out period of underperformance. Second, third quarter could be painful in terms of earnings. That is primarily because of the headwinds that the IT sector is facing. The reliance on US related orders coming in, which contributes largely to the top line and bottom line, is a little bit sticky right now. We don't know whether US will go into a slowdown, a recession, interest rate cuts, etc., etc. Along with that, US companies spending on the IT platforms as far as services and product is concerned, which they outsource from the Indian counterparts, Indian IT companies. But from a long-term point of view, Vinny, we remain positive. On KPIT Tech, we have a coverage on the positive side. We have a buy coverage on KPIT Tech. I think if one decides to invest in IT universe, the time frame has to a little bit longish. You can't do with 6 months, 1 year kind of time frame. But 1.5, 2 year plus, I think turnaround is visible, anticipating that whatever happens in US will not be a huge negative on the Indian IT sector.
Okay, that's a word there on KPIT and IT sector as well. But, Ashish, on the technicals, KPIT Tech, what should the viewer do now?
If you look at KPIT Tech, or if you rather look at any other stock for that matter, TCS or Wipro or any other stocks, they have been performing very much in similar lines, because we saw some kind of a positive traction from April to until June onwards. And since then, we have again started seeing kind of a downtick in these kind of stocks. So my suggestion as of now would be to continue to hold. The entire IT cycle can possibly start turning back on the upside. When that happens, the IT space will outperform. So KPIT Tech, maintain a stop loss of around 1170 on the downside. We can possibly start seeing it touching and crossing the levels of 1300 and moving towards 1400 levels on the upside.
Okay, keeping an eye out on that. The next query for today coming from Ram Kumar, who's writing to us from New Delhi. 35 shares of Pidilite is what he's holding, while price is 1,760 rupees, making a profit on this one. He wants to know if he should add more stocks, so look to average or add more in his position, or exit the stock. Gaurang, your view?
So specialty chemicals, Pidilite, expect this sector to do well. There were headwinds in terms of overseas orders not trickling in at the anticipated speed. But I think the entire specialty stroke agrochemical sector is likely to do well. On Pidilite specifically, we have a buy recommendation. So if the investor is inclined towards adding more on Pidilite and having a longish time horizon, I would definitely recommend that.
Okay. And Ashish, a quick word on Pidilite for you?
Yes, continue to hold. The stock is already up by more than 3% in today's session. I think the stop loss can be 2840 for the existing levels. And 3,100 can be the target, which is the previous swing high.
Okay, keeping an eye out on those levels over there. But that was the last query for today. So Gaurang as well as Ashish, thank you so much as always for giving us those insights and solving all our viewer-related queries on the show. Thanks for that. But with that, we're absolutely out of time on this edition of Your Stocks on CNBC TV18. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, you can always email us your queries on the email address that will be flashing for you all on the screens as well. But don't go anywhere. Last lot of traders still left. And for that, you have closing bell up next.